This game preview is brought to you by Manscaped's Premium Ultra Soft Boxer Briefs 2.0. Complete with the all-new jewel pouch to protect your stones. Use the promo code SACCITY for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Manscaped, the perfect tools to protect your jewels.
The Indianapolis Colts host Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the final preseason action for these two teams. Yep, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I said that right. Tom Brady will be starting this finale for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This may be a really stupid question, Aaron, but is there anything specific that you're looking for in this game from Tom Brady and this offense?
Yeah, it's the offensive line and all the injuries they've had up front. It worries me that he's starting in a game, but it also makes sense to try to get some cohesiveness up front with him and, work with a new center and, those kind of things. He was missing 2 weeks, so that matters. I think that's all this game is about, is just trying to get him comfortable with the guys in front of him. So I'm not shocked by him playing, but I do think they'll be smart about it. And Tom Brady's a smart quarterback. He's not going to take hits when he doesn't have to. But that offensive line is a big deal to me. Tampa Bay coming into the season, high on our power rankings. I had him as finishing the second best record in the NFL. I'm not saying I'm falling off of that just yet, but I'm concerned. That offensive line is a real problem. And I don't care how good you have on outside skill positions or what that defense looked like. If you can't keep Tom Brady upright, you don't have a season. Simple as that. Because I'm sorry, Blaine Gabbert. Sorry, Kyle Trask. If Tom Brady's not under center, Tampa Bay ain't doing nothing. But even with all that talent around those guys.
Yeah. On the Colts side of things, Frank Reich says the Colts starters will play up to a half against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, except for Jonathan Taylor. He will not be on the field, which is probably a smart thing to do. But we will see Matt Ryan and company come out for the Colts, at least for the half. Is there anything on the Colts side that you're looking for out of this offense, or is it pretty much status quo with this team?
I think very similar to the Bears, and I'm not saying they're a similar team, but I am looking for somebody else to step up outside of Michael Pittman. I think this has been an issue for them for a long time. It's that wide receiver 2 position, and we're not sure who that's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be a Paris Campbell. We don't know if it's going to be an Alec Pierce. We haven't really seen any of that. We've seen some nice plays in preseason from Desmond Patton, but we know what he is. So you wonder, do they have enough offensive weapons? I think that is the only question mark with this team. It's different than Baltimore because of the dynamic ability of a Lamar Jackson. So you have a Rashad Bateman, you have a Mark Andrews, and a running game, and then you have the dynamic Lamar Jackson who can do so many things. In this situation, Matt Ryan's not going to give you that. So if you don't have those pieces on the outside, you don't have a tight end like Mark Andrews. You have Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor. And if a defense can hone in on those guys and lock them up, then what else do you have? And that's where I worry about this team, is not having enough weapons to compete with some of the bigger teams in the AFC. They're solid. They'll be good. I do think they can develop guys like Nyheim Hines out of the backfield I've talked about. I think he's going to have a big year. But they need somebody to step up, and I don't know who that is yet outside of maybe the Nyheim Hines.
Yeah, I think this is – I mean, we talk about how preseason works for teams and, like, whether you play your starters or whether you don't play your starters and things like that. I think this has been a very well-played, a well-coached preseason for the Indianapolis Colts. Getting Matt Ryan and continuing to get that rhythm with his wide receivers and in-game action. I mean, you can do it in camp and then practices, but it's different when the game rolls around, and we're seeing almost the exact opposite with the Denver Broncos with Russell Wilson, who we won't see at all in preseason. I think the Colts are doing it right, letting Matt Ryan get this rhythm with his new young receivers, the Indianapolis Colts. I'll take the Colts here 23-17.
Colts 19-16.